Welcome to teleSUR English. Join us as we go live to Caracas, Venezuela, where the National Assembly is holding an ordinary session. Headed by the President of the National Assembly, Jorge Rodríguez, this extraordinary session will center its debates on the following topics: consideration of the report presented by the National Electoral Council on the general population estimate as of April 30th, 2025, under the Articles 162 and 186 of the Constitution of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, and also Articles 08, 11, and 12 of the Organic Law of Electoral Processes. That would be the first topic. The second topic of this debate is precisely the debate on rejection and the repudiation of the recent discoveries about the financing of sectors of the Venezuelan extreme right by the USAID agency, and also the confessions of mercenary Jordan Goudreau about the plans to assassinate Venezuelan political leaders, precisely the president, by a fascist and narco-paramilitary sector under the provisions of Article 70 of the internal regulations and debates of this National Assembly. The third topic would be the presentation of the annual legislative basic program 2025-2026 under the provisions of Articles 68 of the internal regulations and debates of the National Assembly. The number fourth of topics on this special plenary session would be the appointment and ratification of the presidents, vice presidents of the Permanent Commission for the annual period 2025-2026 under the provisions of Article 27, numeral 11th of the internal regulations and debates of the National Assembly. The fifth topic that would be centering this debate would be the draft agreement in celebration of the 50th anniversary of the foundation of the national system and youth and children's orchestras and choirs of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela under the provisions of Articles 111 of the internal regulations and debates of the National Assembly. At this hour, teleSUR English is broadcasting the special session, the plenary session of the National Assembly that, as we mentioned, is headed by the National Assembly's President, Jorge Rodríguez, who was ratified this year as President of this legislative body of the country, and the special debates that are going to take place today in this plenary session would be, on first place, the consideration of the report presented by the National Electoral Council on the general population estimate as of April 30th, 2025, under Articles 162 and 186 of the Constitution of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, and also Articles 08, 11, and 12 of the Organic Law of Electoral Processes. Lawmakers of the country will also be debating on the rejection and repudiation of the recent discoveries about the financing of sectors of the Venezuelan extreme right by USAID agency, the agency of the US, and the confessions of the mercenary Jordan Goudreau about the plans to assassinate Venezuelan political leaders by a fascist and narco-paramilitary sectors under the provisions of Article 70 of the internal regulations. In this special topic, the President of the National Assembly, Jorge Rodríguez, is expressing that Venezuela needs to defend its peace, to defend its sovereignty. Also, there's going to be a third topic regarding the presentation of the annual legislative basic program 2025-2026 under the provisions of Article 68 of the internal regulations and debates of the National Assembly. On the fourth point, there will be the appointment and or ratification of the presidents by presidents of the Permanent Commission for the annual period 2025-2026. Let's mention that the center of this debate would be the rejection of the financing of the US aid to sectors of the extreme right wing that planned to commit banditries, to disturb the peace of the nation, leaders by means of financing the political leaders of the fascist and also narco paramilitary sectors. Under the provisions, this would take place under the provisions of Article 70 of the internal regulations and also debates of the National Assembly. Let's highlight that this is going to be at the center of the discussions: the defense of the national sovereignty, the repudiation of the actions of the USAID agency to finance disturbing actions in the country, to destabilize the country, and also led to a social outbreak in the country through means of violence and also of hatred and misinformation campaigns, all financed by this USAID agency.